In the original peace treaty, it says that the laws of these lands were Bohemian law. And that was the law that you were going to be executed under here in America. Bohemian. Because truly, again, well, I guess I would have to break this down. We'll get into that, but we'll do that later. Anyway, let's see this right here. It's hard to tell. But the number 25, the last part on there, it says this treaty will basically be in place for 50 years. Since 1787. They said they will enforce it for 50 years. So for 50 years, they will protect you. They would enforce this treaty. And they will let you know, no, we can't mess with you more because you are a Moor. And if you know thyself, we're going to treat you woo-woo. They did that for 50 years. After those 50 years was up, the treaty never went deactivated or anything. We just stopped enforcing it. They educated us on who we were not. So therefore, they told us we were blacks. And therefore, once they took us away from our heritage, we became slaves to their system mentally. Understand that. And the thing is, today, you can go to the next one. Today, this explains what's going on. Everybody ever seen 12 Years a Slave? If you remember, this brother was walking around in suits, suited and booted, while everybody around him was being enslaved. You see what I'm saying? He was a Moor in his natural state. They didn't tell you that in the movie, but he was a Moor. Everybody else that was being enslaved was basically a black, a so-called black, that did not know themselves. Because they had peace treaties that protected them. And those Caucasians you saw walked right on by. They treated him like a man. But yes, of course, he did get kidnapped. And that's the thing. When we go to jail in our natural state, and they kidnap us and we haven't broken any laws, that's kidnapping. That is not arrest, that's kidnapping. We can hold them accountable for that. All of these brothers that's up in jail behind little petty marijuana cases, or what natural laws of man have you broken? None. But the thing is, they got our brothers up in this jail cell getting money, bleeding us off our ignorance because we do not know who we are. So anyway, but at the end of the movie, you saw that they got him free. Does anybody remember how he got free at the end of the movie? They gave him what? Some papers. His proclamation papers. We have those too. Now, that's not what's going to make you free. That's only 1% of the game. The other 99%, you're going to have to know how to stand on your square. Because now it's getting so real out here in the war, a police officer or policy enforcer will slap that right out your hand. Now, who are you? And if you just thought you was going to sign a piece of paper, you was free. You got it all confused. You know what I'm saying? It's real out here and we at war. But this piece of paper, and when you have their American seal on it, that's just proof to let them know, yo, even your system says I am that I am. And you're going to have to treat me like a man, or else I'm going to hold you accountable in the court of law. Anything you say or do against me will be held against you. We are officers. And when you understand that we have the legal right to enforce law, stop playing. We letting these people take these people have come in your house, put their feet on your mama's table, and they taxed you for it. Do you understand that this is illegal? This is fictitious. This is people who've come on a piece of land and they've broken it up into different corporate nations and they've ruined people's minds off of all slavery. Anyway, we can go. Yeah, just hit that little. Yeah, all right. Now, what's the difference between a citizen versus a national? Again, we are nationals. We are nationals. In our case, we are nationals of the Nation of Liberation, the Washita, because we actually have a true nation that backs us. If anything happens to any of us in the custody of some police, they're going to have to see us and they're going to have to pay us for it, period. Now, it's one thing just to be a regular Moor out here with knowledge of self, but if you're just rogue and don't have a nation to back you, of people, then you are out here naked. You see what I'm saying? You will not have a counsel in the court of law, and you will be there by yourself. But we good. We come into the courtroom 20 deep like, what's up? So anyway, here's the difference between citizens. Nationals have the highest ranking citizen. These are the natural, aboriginal, and indigenous inhabitants of the land. Is this you? If so, proclaim your nationality. Now, and then you have naturalized citizens. These are those who come here and become citizens through naturalization process. Basically, these are foreigners, Europeans or something like that have come over here to America, and which they've had their descendants and their kids, woo-woo-woo. Now, basically, they are naturalized citizens. Let's remember, they are European. This is America. Let's understand that they are not nationals of this land. They are not indigenous to this land. So if they want to be sovereign, they have to go home. They cannot be sovereign here. You understand? Everything that is going on here is illegal. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, you have a subject. This is where corporations rest and corporate people rest at. Well, this is basically your Negroes, your colors, your black, Latinos, all of us. Aliens, these are the foreigners. But at the end of the day, the first three are the ones that are very important. A subject citizen. Basically, you are a piece of cattle to their system. That's what this is all about. And we need to realize that we, even as Moors, we cannot step in and see us marching and come in to save you, because at the end of the day, that would be against the law. Because you all are property to the United States corporate system. You all belong to them as state property. You are shadow, 14th Amendment slaves. Blacks, colors do not have human rights. That's why they can get killed on camera and everybody gets off. If you do not have human rights and stand up for yourself, you will be killed every time. Here we go. Well, basically, this is just letting people know about who we are, the Nation of Liberation, the Washita World National Collection of Souls. This here is an organic nation of Murs and Mauryan descendants of the lands of Ameximo, all under one national flag for the prosperity, peace, and protection of our people. Everyone, and this is on the United Nations and Declarations of Human Rights. This is from the UN itself. It says everyone has the right to freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and return to his own country. The thing is, we are Moors people, so they cannot deport us anywhere. We are already home. The thing is, the reason why they never deport any of you all back to Africa, because we always say this, because you were already home and they know that. That's why they just throw you in jail. But they'll deport that Mexican though. They'll deport that whoever national who it is that, you know, whatever. But the thing is, they can't deport us because we are already home. Wow, so Article 15 states too, everyone has the right to a nationality, meaning I have the right to be a Moor, I have the right to claim my nationality, I have the right to be a human being under international law, under United Nations, meaning I can have my own jurisdiction and I can do whatever I please as long as I act under the natural universal laws of man. Period. Here we go. Now, when you join a nation, we must understand that words are very important. Vocabulary is very important. It's what opts you in and opts you out of this system. You understand? We must be like Neo and learn how to opt in and out when we need to for the progression of us and our tasks. But we must understand and learn the law. For instance, Moors, sovereigns, whatever, we do not drive. We travel. You need a license from a corporate system, DMV, in order to drive. You have the natural free right as a human being to travel. It all depends on your status and what you say verbally to the police officers, how I'm going to treat you. They automatically assume that you are a black. But if you tell them, excuse me, officer,